Hi, this is Randy Rankin with Cigars and Cinema and Christoph Cigars. I'm sure you all have had a Christoph cigar, and if you haven't, you really need to try them. Our Corojo Limitado was number 13 in Cigar Aficionado, and our current Pissed Off Christoph is off the charts. Plus, we just won the Best Value Dominican Cigar with our Ligero Maduro. We've got everything from mild to medium to full body. So be sure and ask for Christoph Cigars at your local B&N.
Today's episode is sponsored by Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge in Richardson, Texas, one of Dallas-Fort Worth's premier cigar lounges. If you haven't been there yet, go check it out. Off of I-75 and Arapahoe, it has one of the largest humidors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, filled with some of the best cigars on the planet. They also have a beautiful lounge you can sit at and enjoy your cigar. So go visit Matt and the crew at Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge, located at 1002 North Central Expressway, Suite 589 in Richardson, Texas. And hey, if you're not in the area, give them a call at 972-761-9903. That number again, 972-761-9903.
Hey everybody, this is Brandon Luna.
And Randy Rankin.
And this is Kiefer for Prez, episode 3.
Prez number 3.
Yes. So, lots going on in this
Big
episode.
week.
They
Big
are packing stuff in every
Yes, they
episode. Just like it's almost like 24 in style.
Yeah.
There's just
much.
like a lot of shit going on. So,
Yeah.
First off, they pull out a survivor, and it's not Agent Wells' boyfriend.
Yeah, too bad.
Wah,
Yeah.
wah.
Although I knew it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing I predicted. We'll get to it later, but I predicted that one as well. But go
Okay,
ahead.
so it's Congressman McLeish.
Yes.
And then, boom, blackout at the White House.
Yes.
And the house is being hacked. And then the credits roll. So it's a good start. It was a good
Yeah,
start. You
yeah.
got the guy getting saved, you got the White House being hacked, and then boom.
Boom. Yep.
So that's cool stuff, man. I like the way this
Very
starts.
similar
the show starts,
to what happened at the Capitol building.
Right. Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah. They thought it was going to be another attack, and it was just people taking claim, supposedly. We don't know.
That Alcazar or whatever it is.
Al. It's I actually wrote the name down. Al-Cigar.
It's a car.
Yeah. So after that, they decide to not go public with a hack attempt because they don't want to freak people out anymore.
Yep.
And Aaron Shore brings up a chief of staff appointment again, and Kirkman scoffs and basically slams it down on him and says, "Look, we're not going to do that right now."
Right. Yeah.
So him and
What a
Emily
slime
are-
ball, man. He's just,
he
just
is
kissing ass trying to do whatever he can.
He is.
Yeah.
And Congressman Hookerstank knows something's going on, and she confronts him about it. And
Congressman. You mean
Congresswoman.
Congressperson.
Well, whatever. Congressperson Hookerstank. That's what I'm calling her. Her name is Hook Stratton, but I'm calling her Hookerstank.
Hookerstank.
Yeah. She knows something's going on and confronts him about it, and they just go, "Oh, nothing's going on."
Yeah.
But then Kirkman decides to go ahead and show her the video, and it's Majid Nassar of Al-Cigar who says that he's the one responsible for the attack and all this other stuff. So at this point, the military's like, "Woohoo! Wait, whoa, let's
Now
get
we
him."
got somebody.
Yeah, we
Now
gotta get him.
Kill some people.
We gotta get him.
Yeah.
And he's just basically trying to again push off the military action to make sure that this is what's
Yeah.
actually going on.
Yeah.
Because
Because Hoobastank says, hey, we've got the enemy now. We need to go to war. It'll get the people on our side. And
Right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
I really don't like the idea of uniting a country by going to war. And, it made sense.
yeah, exactly.
Why does that have to be the way we unify?
Right. So Agent Wells, being a little, just being Agent Wells, decides to go see McLeish and is a little bit suspicious of him. She doesn't
Yeah.
think that she thinks there's something going on there. Like,
Yeah.
why did this guy survive?
Yeah.
Nobody else did.
Right.
And he was found pretty close to the surface as well. So,
Yeah. And he
with
didn't
this
look
guy.
too damaged.
No, not at all. So Kirkman and Seth go see the president's son, Tyler, to ask him to say something at the speech. And this is when some shit comes out. So
Yeah.
Penny Kirkman's daughter finds Tanner's drugs. And Mom now knows that he was trying to deal drugs. So we
Yes.
got that issue, the little
Yes.
family stuff going on, family
A big
drama.
wad of 20s. That was nice.
Yeah, right. Which, I get that they have to do it, but I just, I think it's kind of a distraction to the rest of the stuff that's going on in the show.
Yeah, but kind of, you have to do it, though, because it shows his home life as well,
But, yeah. And then Kirkman's going to do an interview, and Aaron gives him some suggestions on what to say and stuff, and he just kind of shoots him down and says, look, I'm going to, be honest, and, that's it.
Well, because it gets leaked that he was actually fired.
Yes.
Before
he gets
the
ambushed
Capitol.
by that reporter. Yeah.
And but who leaked it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? What's her name?
Who?
That leaked that he got fired.
Hookerstank?
Yeah.
I don't know. They never said.
That's
I don't
right.
think they ever said.
Okay.
So
I
we don't
won't
know.
be surprised if it's her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised too. We discovered that basically a reporter just totally ambushes him, and then he gets called off, and they say, well, what do I say? Do I lie? Do I tell the truth? He decides to tell the truth. Winds up not being the right move, I guess. It probably may be in the future, but right now
at the
it
moment
doesn't
it
seem
was
like
not
the
what the country needed to hear.
Exactly. Exactly. So then we switch gears again, and Agent Wells is digging into the footage of the last moments before the blast. They find out that this Congressman McLeish was not in his seat. He said he was there. He was watching the speech, and everything blacked out. Is what he said. But all of a sudden, for 6 seconds, the guy's not in his seat. He took off.
Yeah, he wasn't there when the bomb went off. Yeah,
Either he knew something was going to happen, or he had to take a leak or something. Right. We don't know. We don't know at this point.
Right.
But she actually had him hack into somebody's phone that was dead, and that's like a breach of whatever. So she got in trouble for that a little bit. We'll see. Tyler confronts Kirkman and says he can't talk at the funeral now because he saw the interview and he saw that his dad wasn't supporting him, which is Tyler's the president's son.
He felt like that Kirkman would be using that as a grandstanding type of thing.
Right.
And, which I guess I could see the kid being that way, but Kirkman hadn't shown any type of grandstanding yet, so I don't think he would be doing that.
Yeah, so he tells Hookerstank that she can talk, and she gives a pretty rousing speech. Yeah. And Kirkman has a great line after that. He's like, "This is what you get for being honest in D.C. Opportunism," which is totally true. Totally true.
Yep.
I love the hashtags too. Bogus POTUS.
Bogus POTUS. Yes,
I would have loved if that would. Whoever gets elected president this term I'm going to start trying to trend that bogus POTUS. Because and then they also saying that they possibly got the wrong designated survivor, which definitely hurts. So there's a little moment there between Kirkman and Hookerstank where he basically just says, "Hey, we're all on the same team today, whatever." But then later he comes back and kind of lets her have it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
the claws are out now with those two.
He also accuses her of releasing the video, and she turns it around on him. She does a very political thing. She doesn't answer the question. She just kind of turns it around on him and says, "Look, this video is the best thing that could happen to your presidency because now people have an enemy. They're going to stop talking about this. They're going to start talking about that. So, don't worry about it. It's going to work out." So she's definitely manipulative and very political, and that's definitely come out. And she even admits to him, she's like, "Look, I'm not saying I want the job now, but 2.5 years when it comes up, I'm just saying, I'm not going to lie to you." So,
Might be something then.
Yes, sir. Agent Wells gets some bad news that her boyfriend is dead, and we find out that he was a married congressman. So
it was kind of
a weird situation there to begin with. And she's pretty damn emotional about it, which I was like, oh, come on, get over it. He was a married dude.
He was a married dude. Can't get attached.
So, and then we get the Kirkman-Aaron standoff. Kirkman accuses Aaron of releasing the video, and Aaron admits he did it to help Kirkman. Says he's just trying to help, and gives Kirkman his resignation letter. He's like, if you don't think you want me doing what I need to do to make your presidency great, then here's my resignation letter, and just whenever you're ready, take it, accept it.
Right.
So,
which then he leads to, and what's the lady's name that's been by him the whole time?
Emily,
yeah. So he calls Emily into the office, and she just knows she's about to get the chief of staff job. And he tells her, this is the only time so far that Kiefer's seemed a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Pandering.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, it's coming like, your dad, can I drive, Dad? No, I'll tell you what, you be the navigator. It's so much more important.
Right,
and he kind of does that to her.
Yeah, he does.
I know you want to be chief of staff, but I really think you'd really be helping me out doing this instead.
Yeah, to be a special advisor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a demotion. It's not a non-job. Right. It's very important. And I get why he did it because Aaron is a political animal. Aaron is the guy that can make those hard decisions for his presidency that make sense for what people expect from a president.
Yeah.
Emily's more, hard on her sleeve, make decisions based on the right decision, which is how Kirkman is.
Right.
So she's going to be there.
He needs an opposite to bounce things off.
She's going to be there to make sure that he has that moral compass still.
Yeah.
Because I think he's worried about getting lopped into that presidency and just not being himself anymore.
Right.
So Aaron's there to kind of lead the charge on the political side, and she's there to keep him honest, basically.
Yeah, right.
So it makes sense. It makes sense. And we totally missed the whole thing about her getting a wedding proposal. So that was kind of interesting. So she So she got a wedding proposal apparently from her boyfriend, and Aaron kind of throws it under the. He's like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's because of this, attack and
post-traumatic,
post whatever. It was a
post-tragedy syndrome,
acceleration or something like that. Yeah,
exactly.
So he comes back and apologizes to her for that. He's like, "Look, I didn't mean to say that." She's like, "No, you were right, and I don't want it to be based on that, but I do want to tell you that." Chief of staffs get replaced all the time, so
exactly.
watch your ass, basically.
Yeah,
and you got a little Kirk, we got a little smirk from him there on that. So I almost kind of think I'm really hoping that Aaron is not the character that I think he is, and that he's kind of a red herring. But we'll see. Kirkman does promise his family he's going to have a family dinner with him, and he misses it, which sucks. But then he shows up and. The family all comes, and that was cool. And Leo, became a man at that point, I think, and stood up and did the right thing. But of course, the mom still hasn't told Kirkman about the drugs yet, so we'll see if that comes out or if that gets to him or whatever.
And you left out a very important part.
Okay, go for it.
So the former president, the deceased president's son, who did not want Kiefer to give the eulogy.
Come
to find out, he hadn't even spoken to his dad in 2 years. And Kiefer finds this out, and you could tell Kiefer's a little chapped over this, but he understands it. He's not going to make a scene over it, but you get the moment where he gets called in the Oval Office. The son gets called in the Oval Office, and you kind of think Kiefer's going to throw it in his face, like he haven't even talked to him in a couple of years. Yeah. But apparently, the guy's an actor and had been in a play.
No, he was a musician.
Musician, that's what it was, and had been in a play or had a concert or performance. And Kiefer had proof that his dad had shown up for it. He said, no, he didn't. Yeah. He said, yeah, he did. And, so obviously your dad was proud of you and all this kind of stuff. So he could have been an ass about it. Instead, I think he got an ally now with the president.
Because he does call him Mr. President after that. So that's cool.
So, it was kind of cool. I like that scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene. That was the feels scene of the show this time. That and the dinner, the family dinner thing were both the feels scene. Yeah. So that kind of wraps up the show. And then we have skullduggery at the end where Aaron's on a pier and someone walks up and gives him a folder of Kirkman's stuff, and he's like, anything good in there? And she's like, depends on whose side you're on. I'm like, no.
I know, so crap.
I hope Aaron's not a bad guy. I really hope he's not a bad guy. I hope he's just kind of toes the line a little bit. You don't know where he's going, and then all of a sudden, he ends up being on his side because he's the right guy.
He might be one of those in-betweeners.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He's going to be his Almeida.
Yeah, could be his Tony. Yeah, maybe this season he's on his side. Next season he won't be on his side. The next season he'll be dead. But the next season he'll be back and he'll be on his side.
Right. He'll be severely burned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So far, great show. Each episode's kind of had its own little swing. They're really kind of digging into the plot a little bit more. You get a little bit more Agent Wells in this episode than you did in the second episode, and I think that makes sense because she's trying to solve some things. I did like that her boss actually came up during that big meeting with all the military guys and said, well, there is something else maybe. Yeah. And kind of gave them a rope to grab so that they wouldn't go straight to war, which was nice.
Yeah,
so
that helped.
We'll see how that all works out. But, I don't know. I mean, what are you thinking right now? What's your predictions of where this is going and who did what?
I still think, well, I guess knowing that they had only done 7 episodes. Yeah. And then now they've extended it to 22. I think these first 7 episodes are going to be really crammed because they were probably thinking they might have to end it in the 7 episodes. Yeah. So I think we're going to still get a lot more information coming out over the next few episodes. And then we might start seeing a little bit more resolution. But I think the Virginia Madsen character is going to start to become an even bigger pain in his side. Yeah. I think the head of the military is going to continue. Well, he wasn't really in it that much this episode.
No, not this episode.
But I don't know. I just sense that it's going to be more about more red herrings on who actually is responsible for the tragedy. Yeah. So that's kind of where I think the episodes are going to be heading. We're going to have more. I think more about the son and the drugs are going to come out. I think that's going to hurt the family a little bit. Yeah. Because that would suck. You're trying to run a country when you had no aspirations to do it. And then you find out your son's a drug dealer.
Right, and
You
for
know?
that, and that's gonna, of course, that's gonna be one of those moments where like there's too much going on, and they're trying to solve this thing, and it's very important. Then all of a sudden, there's gonna be news flash, news story. President Kirkman's son sells drugs, and they'll be like talking to the guy who was his friend that he owes money to, that he didn't give the money to, or didn't give the drugs to. He's like, that guy was selling drugs for me, and blah blah blah, and it'll be like,
in fact, he was. When the Capitol building blew up, he was at a disco selling drugs. I was there, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to come out. I can see that coming out, and then Kirkman kind of being blindsided by it, and it might even be one of those interview ambushes again, which I kind of hope they don't do that, because they've done that a couple times already. They ambushed him on the whole Detroit kid getting beat up thing, and they ambushed him on this getting fired thing. So
this one did have a real feel to it because it was Elizabeth Vargas actually interviewing him.
Yeah,
and she's a big ABC.
Right.
Yeah.
You
know who she's married to in real life? Mm-mm. When I was walking in Memphis. That Mark Cohn, the guy that sang that song "Walking in Memphis." That's
I got you.
That's
really?
her husband in real life. Yeah,
that's weird. I wonder how they met.
I don't know. Well, he's a musician.
Yeah,
guys could always meet girls when you're a musician.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
Pretty easy.
Probably got on ABC at some point and did a performance. She's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
She's not a bad looking lady.
She was a bitch on that show, though.
Damn it.
Not as much as Hooker Stank, but yeah.
No.
God, Virginia Madsen just, man. She's one of those actresses that when you like her a lot in a movie. When you hate her, you really hate her.
Yeah,
something about her face. She looks like a bitch, and she wants to look like a bitch. And,
but but I have liked her in a lot of things, too.
Yeah,
she was excellent in Sideways.
And, she's awesome in that. She's awesome in
that. I like her. I think she's solid.
Yeah, I think she is too. That's the thing. There's nobody in this that really is underperforming. I think all the actors they picked are doing a good job. The son's maybe a little annoying, but I think it's just because of the story arc.
I wish the Natasha McElhone character had a little bit more to do other than keep looking sad.
Right.
But she's the parent right now. She's the one handling the parental chores.
Right.
And so it's got to be tough on her. But I'd like to see her and Kiefer work a little bit more together.
Right.
You got that sense in the first episode that they were a pretty good team, before he became president. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
I think that'll come with time. Like you said, I mean, if they got a full season out of it. What is it, 23 episodes, 21 episodes?
22, I think.
Okay, so they got a full season. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that as time progresses. He's going to be leaning on his family more to make the right decisions and stuff, and leaning on Emily a lot. And I think that eventually, if Aaron does double cross him, then Emily's easy to slide into that chief of staff position. So I hope Aaron doesn't do it. I hope Aaron sees the light and realizes, hey, this is the guy I need to back, not the military, not
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
the other designated survivor. But we'll see. We haven't seen any conversations between him and her yet, so that's a good thing between Aaron and Hooker.
Hoobastank?
Yeah, Hooker Stratton. Hook Stratton. That's her name. Hook Stratton.
Hook Stratton, yeah. I know.
Yeah, Hooker Stank. That's what I call it. But
what was that big hit Hoobastank had in the?
I don't know. It was crap, whatever it was.
I just remember they had one.
It was one of those guys. The what do they call it? One hit wonders.
Yes.
Yep. The O-Neater.
The O-Neaters.
So I wonder if they're going to start getting some political guest stars in this, because you haven't seen any yet. I guess they're all dead.
Well, they're all
That's
dead.
Probably why.
Yeah, they're all
That's
dead.
probably why. That is true. That's pretty easy. Yeah. Well, there you go. That was a dumb question. But I mean, you could have some people come in.
There are no dumb questions.
Yeah,
only dumb people that ask questions.
Shut up. But you know what I mean. They could have some people that are really in politics come in and do some commentary on something, on whatever. They won't play themselves.
For commentators, it wouldn't be.
They won't play themselves. They'll play somebody else. They'll play a governor from some city or something.
So that's one thing they haven't addressed is, so they're going to do a re-election to elect all these Congress people, or what are they doing here?
Yeah. Well, it's only been a couple.
Congress.
It's only been a couple of days, so
you can't go that many days without Congress. They're so important.
Apparently, they're really not that important. I don't think. But anyway, so it's interesting. I mean, they've got a lot of areas to cover that they haven't covered yet, like that issue. Are they going to reelect everybody? Are they just going to appoint people?
Is he going to have a vice president? I guess the vice president's the leader of the Senate, so
right.
I guess it'll come from there once it gets voted in.
Yeah, something like that. Let's figure it all out. I have a feeling that Hooker Stank will end up being vice president at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's all up in the air.
It is.
But the main thing is, we got to find out who these bad guys are and go kill them and stuff, and have him go Jack Bauer them.
Yes,
that'd be great.
I'll handle it myself.
It'd be cool if he actually calls in, like, I know a guy, and he calls him Jack. And he plays two parts. He's Jack Bauer and
That'd be
President
awesome.
Kirkman. I'll get him for you, Mr. President. That guy looks a lot like you. No, he doesn't. Shut up.
No, he doesn't.
He's got a mustache. Just give him a mustache.
Exactly. Copy that.
Damn it, Chloe. Oh, man.
Oh, man. So, little 24 news. I haven't
Okay.
totally confirmed it, but I did read that Carlos Bernard, who played Tony Almeida from 24,
Okay.
the oft good guy, often bad guy on 24, gave an interview discussing the return of Tony Almeida to the new 24. So I'm curious how they're going to do that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's like he has like a roach, man. You can never kill that guy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
It will.
I still haven't heard of start date on that. I don't even know when that's
No, I haven't heard either. I think they're waiting for all the sports to get out of the way and then do something, I
Could
guess.
be.
Who knows?
Although I think that's what helped 24 that first year was it was on Sunday nights. And so people watch football and boom, go right on into, 24.
That makes sense. It's very much a guy show.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So very cool. So anyway, so far, thumbs up. I don't watch a lot of TV. So sometimes I do fight getting through this show, and it's not because of the show. It's because of the way a TV show is paced, and that you have to go from this character to this character to this character to this character. And to me, it just doesn't have the flow that a movie has, which I prefer. So that's the only negative I have about the show, but that's not a negative on the show. That's a negative on my the way I watch things.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to stick with it, and hopefully everyone else will also.
So you watched a movie with him recently that was a Western with his dad called Forsaken?
Forsaken, yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
I liked it. It was solid. First time they'd ever worked together where they actually had scenes together.
Okay.
And they were actually father and son. Very interesting. Kiefer was a badass, fled home, a gunfighter, fled home. Donald Sutherland was a preacher. They didn't see eye to eye. Kiefer finds out later that his mom dies, so he comes back to visit his dad. And he's given up his gunfighting ways. Then, typical Western, guys try to take over the town. Everyone wants Kiefer to put on his gun and save the town. He doesn't want to do it. He's given that up. Kind of thing. Very Shane-like.
Right.
Regard.
Is Brian Cox the bad guy in this, or is it
Yeah, he's a bad. Yeah.
Michael Wincott, the main bad guy?
Yeah. They're both bad
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
Both baddies. Demi Moore's in this? What the hell?
Yeah, I forgot about that. She was in that. Yeah.
Wow.
It's an okay movie. It's solid.
Would you say it's better than Outlaws and Angels? Or did you like Outlaws and Angels better?
Better acted, better, more well made.
Yeah.
I liked the darkness of Angels and Outlaws better. But no, this was solid. It was very solid.
I'll have to give it a watch. I haven't
A
seen
lot
it.
of tension between Kiefer and Donald in some of their scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of tension.
I hear there's a lot in real life, too, so probably easy to play
But I heard
that.
for the most part they do get along now, but I think at one point they had some major issues.
Right. Cool. We'll definitely have to check that out. So, yeah, check out that movie if you haven't seen it. It is called Forsaken. It stars Kiefer Sutherland and Donald Sutherland, which I think might be his dad in real life.
That's
Is
weird
it?
that they have the same last name.
It is kind of weird. But they don't look alike at all, though. I mean, so just kidding.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
So yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it. Now, I'll give it a watch, and then we can maybe do like a full-on review of it over
Yeah,
at
that'd be fun.
over at Cigars and Cinema.
Yeah.
One of our other shows that we do. So
Yes, one of our 8,000 shows.
Yes. So if you like cigars and movies, check out Cigars and Cinema. You can find it on iTunes, a whole bunch of other places. You can do that part. We've also got
I
Love
don't
to
know
Hate.
if they are anymore. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
You know what they are. Where can they find us?
iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podcast Land, Podomatic, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
See, just kind of flows right out of
It
you.
does. It's so
The only one that we have iHeartRadio, though, is Cigars and Cinema. The
Right.
rest of them are only on either Spreaker or iTunes. But we do have iTunes on everything, so you can definitely find it there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a YouTuber, you can go to YouTube and look up the channel and find us there. It's under Luna Podcast Group now. I changed it because we have 3 different shows. So
yeah, that's
so
cool.
yeah, so check that out there. And it's not going to be video unless you go back to the old school cigars, the old school Calypso Cigar Review show. But other than that, it's just going to be audio. You can listen to it at work or whatever
Yep.
at your convenience. Lots of ways to
Our
get our
stuff
shows.
is What is it? SFW. Actually, no, it's not.
No, it's not. A lot of it's not. Yeah, you go back to Calypso Cigar Review Show. That's
Definitely
not
not
safe for
SFW.
work. And if you have headphones, you're fine. But don't watch the early episodes where there's a lot of half-naked chicks in bikinis. But
No,
definitely
you
do
don't.
watch those. Just don't watch them at work.
Right.
And the other shows, we do have some language,
something
but
just
it's
bit
nothing.
me.
It's nothing super bad or anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not.
If Nate's on the episode, don't watch.
Yeah.
At work, anyway.
Yeah, if you see the Cigar Deet Nate in the description, just be ready for really dirty
from
content there.
debauchery right there, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So as always, guys, it's great watching the show with you, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, Brandon.
See you later.